If you like robot skeletons or Terminators, then this is the army for you. 9th edition saw Necrons reborn as a tier 2 faction, and recently with the balanced data slate, they've had a really big jump forward. Some general faction strengths, got really durable units with high leadership, great melee, cost-efficient buffing characters, and great board control, as they have lots of wounds, fast units, and some movement shenanigans. A general faction weakness though is that their shooting and melee is a bit middle of the road. They excel particularly in neither. HQ choices are actually quite expensive. The obvious place to start collecting with the Combat Patrol at £85. It really seems like it's aimed as a bolt-on for those people who've got Indomitus, and in that way it's really worth it. You might even still be able to pick up the Necron half of Indomitus. These boxes are always worth it with good saving. This one's no different with a 37% saving. You can save 20% if you buy for independent stores as well. And before looking at the units, and if you're watching this video before Christmas, then why not check out the Battle Force box? Quite a lot more expensive at £130 without any discounts. Absolutely packed with units, a variety of types of models, and a 32% saving. Being honest, neither box is entirely perfect. The good news is you only really need the 9th edition codex. Forge World isn't really needed for competitive armies. You will, however, need to annotate your codex, as the balanced data slate has given core keyword to a lot more units, which is a really big difference. Keep an eye out for my video about these core updates. The Overlord for 95 points is an excellent standard HQ. Most armies probably have one. Pretty good abilities and lots of melee options. 4+ invuln, +1 to move for units within 6. You can give out My Will Be Done, which is +1 to hit for a unit, and you can also take a Resurrection Orb for 30 points, which once per game takes a unit back to full strength. Great if you've got a big blob of warriors. The Immortals are a pretty popular competitive choice because they're the cheapest troops unit, and the +5 still got 1 wound, so good for reanimation protocols, and the Gauss Blasters are a nice weapon. You can also build them as Death Marks, which is good for character sniping. Two Blades, also a good solid unit. Lots of gun and war gear options, and Gauss is really the ones you should go for at the moment. If you're thinking of playing with these competitively, you probably want to buy yourself an extra box so you can have a unit of 5 or 6. The Night Scythe, which is probably the better of the two options that it can be built as, is reasonable, but not really a showstopper. The obvious extension and things to buy next are Warriors, the backbone of most lists. 13 points a model, we have to take them in squads of 10, so it's 130 points. Single wound models and can stand up on a 5+ with reanimation. They also have a reroll 1 of that ability, and they come with Scarabs as well, which are cheap and effective. The age-old discussion about which gun, the Flayer or the Reaper, really depends how much you're advancing your warriors forward, based on how people play them, and if you have multiple warrior units, you probably want a mixture of the two gun types, but weight it in the Reaper's favour because they're probably the better gun. If you are buying warriors, then rather than spending £29 on a box, pay £3.50 more and buy the Recruit Edition box set instead. And just for that little extra, you actually get more models. You get a Royal Warden for the Necrons, but you also get a Primaris Lieutenant and 5 Assault Intercessors that you can probably sell. You do need another HQ choice, and what can be better than a Cryptek? The two that are in particular favour at the moment are the Chronomancer and the Technomancer. Both have a way of being taken without taking up a battlefield role slot, which is really nice. Chronomancer at 80 points. Its main ability is you can pick a unit each turn and give reroll charges and a 5+ invuln. Technomancer, 5 points cheaper, allows you to bring back one core model to a unit per turn, or D3 warriors. This is really powerful and probably my pick of the two, but either works. Next you'll need some anti-tank and anti-monster, and the best choices in the faction at the moment are the Doomsday Ark and the Doomstalkers. Very similar shooting with a big gun that has 2 profiles. They do have random damage, however, which is a shame, so it's either D3 or D6 depending on the option, but they both regain 1 wound per turn with living metal. Doomsday Ark is 170 points, 14 wounds, 5+ invuln. Its special ability is that wound rolls of 1 to 3 auto fail. It also has a little more anti-infantry shooting. The Doomstalker, 140 points, 12 wounds with a 4+ invuln. Its special ability is it can join Overwatch firing for any model to charge within 6 inches, a bit like how the Tau do. I'd say the one to pick at the moment is the Doomstalker, and certainly what you see in the meta. It's a very rich codex with lots of options to boost your army even further. Lich Guard are excellent, and you get a 2+ armor save, 4+ invuln when you take the Hyperface Sword and Shield. They're very durable with reasonable melee, they'll stick around on objectives. They also have the Bodyguard rule to stop noble units being targeted at range, basically your Overlord. They also heal a wound each round, but they are slow, so you might need to use the Veil of Darkness relic to move them around. Perhaps consider Wraiths at 35 points a model. A unit of 3 or 6 models, and they are super fast at 12-inch move. They also have a 4+ invuln, and you can fall back and still charge, and the melee is actually a little bit better than the Lich Guard. And we can't wrap up an army roster without considering the Scorpec Destroyers. 35 points a model, super melee. They can reroll 1s, they can be buffed quite easily, and now their core, they're even stronger. And as a 3-wound model, it's an excellent target for the Technomancer to stand one back up again. Now for a short honourable mention. The Catan are great units, powerful in melee, and dish out a lot of mortal wounds with their Catan powers that can't be denied. There are 4 available from 270 to 370 points, so quite expensive. If you want to know more, then check out my comparison video about the Catan. You won't regret taking one, they'll stick around for a while, and they'll definitely smash things. Let me know in the comments if you're starting a Necrons army or extending one. See you again soon, bye!